This episode is brought to you by Viore. DJ X here jumping in real quick to talk shorts. However you get after it, on a run, at the gym, whatever, Viore's core shorts move with you with no restriction. Plus, they're comfortable, stylish, and lightweight enough to wear all day long. Even better, right now you can get 20% off your first order at Viore.com/DJX. That's VUORI.com/DJX. Exclusions apply. Visit the website for full terms and conditions.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Got a car to sell but no time to waste? Hop on to Carvana.com to get a real offer for your car in seconds. All you have to do is enter your license plate, answer a few quick questions, and if you accept the offer, Carvana will pay you as soon as you hand the keys over. They even offer same-day pickup in many cities. Save your time, score some cash, and sell your car the convenient way to Carvana. Pickup times vary. Fees may apply.
Hello and welcome to Season 2, Episode 6 of the 10th Divine Podcast. This show connects fans and players of the Elder Scrolls games with the community at large. I'm your host, Crown Esso, and today I'm with a Terminator designed to hunt foxes, maybe? The Bunnynator1001 as my amazing guest. So, before I even ask you how your week's going, you have to tell me where your name came from.
Oh, I have gotten this question a couple of times, and it's always fun to tell the story. I guess Bunny is a nickname that I've had since I was 15 years old. I'm 30. I'm almost 31. And I made a couple of friends, and one of them could not remember my name. My name is Peter, and they knew it had to do with the Easter rabbit, but they could not remember it, so they just yelled at me. They went, "Bunny!" And I went, "What?" Biggest mistake of my life. I've been called Bunny ever since. Couldn't get the upgrade to Rabbit. Tried several times, and so when I was going to make my username, I was like, man, I kind of want to incorporate my nickname, and also kind of want it to be like something hardcore. So like, well, how can I maybe Terminator, Rabbit? The Bunnynator sounds great.
That's awesome.
Biggest mistake.
Hey, my name has evolved over time. My name wasn't Crown Esso to begin with, but that's where it's gotten stuck at this point, and most people know me as. But I've prior to the moniker of Crown Esso becoming the most popular name for me in the geocaching world, which is where I started my content creation, I'm actually known as Stash Cash because of the mustache.
Stash Cash. I like that, actually. It's very, very fitting. You got a very fancy... I told you already. You're going to show me up with that nice curl you got going. I look like crap now.
It's actually being quite argumentative lately. It doesn't want to cooperate, so... at one point in time, there's some old Extra Life videos on one of my channels, but at one point in time, the curl came up into my glasses.
Oh, it's so impressive, man.
And my wife finally made me cut it off because she was sick of every time I go to kiss her without my glasses on, my tusks would get up underneath her glasses and poke her in the eye. And so she's like, you need to do something at this point. And I was like, okay.
My daughter won't even let me shave. If I shave, she goes, "Daddy, your beard is too pokey."
Yeah. When I was regrowing the beard out, my 7-year-old was like, "You can't kiss me or hug me because you're too scratchy and I don't like it." But I'm like, okay, well, I guess he doesn't want to hug or kiss you. Well, I don't like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So how have you been? What have you been up to in game recently?
Oh, it's been a crazy time, man. It's been a really crazy time. A lot of stuff going on IRL that kind of, a lot of stuff interferes with in-game play, but at the same time, try not to let it get to me too much. Have a little bit of fun. So in game, I actually, because the U46 just got released, I actually got the opportunity to start playing Gold Road because I decided not to pay for it. And that I was going to just, wait for the opportunity to play it for free. So, no harm, no foul. So I've been playing Gold Road a little bit lately, and now that U46 has dropped, I'm getting to enjoy all the benefits of that. Yeah. What about you, man? How you been?
I have been good. My camera's giving me that issue I was talking about before we started recording.
Yeah.
Because we hit record, so now it's like, hey, let me torture you. Other than this, life's been pretty all right. I actually have quite a few interviews between yourself and the other ones I got lined up this week, so that feels pretty good for podcast-wise. In game, I haven't really had much time to do anything recently. And I'm on console, so I don't get 46 for a couple more weeks. But my mission is to get the prologue quest done before the update, so I can just jump straight into Solstice and kind of go from there. So that's
I did not pay for that season pass, so I don't have Solstice. I'm only doing the other things involved. I'm so excited though. I plan on getting the season pass. I want to play Solstice so bad. The main quest line was so fun, and having a continuation just...
Yeah, I hadn't bought any content since Greymore chapter, so I was overdue for a full package deal. So I got the premium seasons pass to get me caught up on everything. So I haven't touched Necrom, Ophelia, even High Isle. So
oh my god,
I have much to get caught up on.
You're gonna have so much fun, man.
Yeah. So, are we calling you Bunny? Or are we calling you the Bunnynator? Are we calling you 1001? How do you want to be shorthanded today?
You can call me Bunny. That's totally fine. And 1001 is actually my birthday. It's October 1st, 1001.
Perfect.
That's where that part comes from. So it's just Bunny. I go by Bunny from basically everybody. So
yeah, that's perfect. All right. So besides being the Bunny, who else are you? How do you introduce yourself to people? How do they get to know you a little bit more? And we'll dig into your gaming histories.
When I'm on stream, whenever I start the stream, it usually starts basically the same way. Welcome to the strongest channel on Twitch. My name is the Bunnynator1001. I'm joined today by my co-host, and it is at this point that I would point upwards to my kitty cam that usually sits right above me, which is actually my cat is sitting in his usual spot.
Nice.
My co-host, King Milo von Wetherington Shires and Ayleshire Ogden the First, Duke of Muriel, bringing destruction and arch nemesis of Nick, and that is his full name. It is on all of his paperwork.
Wow, that sounded like the Warner Brothers sister Dot.
He's a great cat. I mean, he acts like a dog, but you know, it's that's my usual introduction. Everybody just calls me Bunny. I've really never had anything other than that be my thing, unless you want to call me, hey dude.
You with the hair. That's a common one in my industry. Even before I had the hair, it was a thing. So,
well, being in the military for me, it's you with the beard.
Nice. So, how did you discover the Elder Scrolls franchise, and then what brought you into ESO, or did you start with ESO? Because that happens sometimes too.
Man, well, I was younger. It was probably 2008. Man, that was what 17 years ago. Yeah, I started 17 years ago, about 13 years old. I saw my cousin playing Oblivion, actually, and I was like, yo, this looks really cool. What are you playing? And he's like, oh, it's called Oblivion, man. You might not like it. And I was like, you're so full of crap. I watched him play it for a little bit, and I went home, and naturally, being a teenager, I begged my mom. I was like, I need this game. My life
will never be the same without it.
Oh, Jesus, dude, for sure. And to be fair, that's correct. It changed so much because before that I was playing Halo, Call of Duty. Those were the kind of games I was playing. But this was my introduction to the real RPG world, and I started playing Oblivion, and I got the Game of the Year edition. I ended up doing Knights of the Nine. I ended up doing Shivering Isles. I beat the entire quest line. I've done most of the quests in Oblivion. It is to this day my favorite game, and it opened so many doors for me. So when Skyrim came out, naturally, I was in line at midnight to get the release of Skyrim at the midnight release. I beat that game same day, went home, beat Skyrim, had so much fun playing. And when I figured out that Elder Scrolls Online was going to be released, I was like, nope, this is happening. At the time, I was living in Europe. And I started playing, and I just never stopped. I've been playing since release, and I lost my original account, and then I bought it again through Steam, and I know, it sucked, dude. I had so much stuff, but I started again through Steam, and I've got 7,000 hours or something crazy like that.
Xbox recently updated their game screen, so when you go to click on a game, it tells you how many hours you put into the game and whatever before you click, yes, I want to play this. So there's like a confirmation dot now. And I was surprised by how little time I've actually put into ESO. Like, I knew it's been sporadic at times, but I have less than 100 days of total playtime.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's only like 75 days total hours, like 24 hours.
I would not have guessed whatsoever.
Right? I'm just like, huh, that's cool.
And it could be another one of those things where, life gets in the way. But I am truly shocked, honestly.
I too was like, really? I don't know if I trust that math. And my daughter was I'm pretty sure that they know what they're doing for math, Dad. They're probably better at it than you.
Kids are the most brutally honest people in the entire world. You've got a whole army of them to tell you. I think you called it an army in one of your previous episodes. So you have a whole army of them to tell you how wrong you really are.
Yeah.
I've got one, and she's very affectionately referred to as Babynator. So if I'm ever on stream, sometimes she'll be in her room. I usually keep her baby monitor right here so I can just watch, make sure she's good. She's 3, but I always want to make sure she's okay. And every now and then she'll wake up and she'll wander in here, and you'll just see her kind of pitter-patter her way into the room. Pause stream real quick, go tuck her back in, do the thing. But it's probably the most rewarding experience. Nothing in game, and no accomplishment I've ever had in game could ever amount to how good it feels to have a little girl.
Yeah, kids are awesome, even when they're not. It can be the worst day ever as a parent, and then they're asleep, and you just stare at them. And you're like, "Oh, I love you so much."
Oh my God,
but
it's
I'm glad
great,
you're sleeping now.
Yes.
So, out of since you played, did you ever go back and touch any of the older games, or just?
I tried. I watched Lotus of Doom streams on Arena and Morrowind, and that prompted me to immediately download both of those games. And I tried them, and Arena was the most hectic, I'm trying to think of a polite way to say this, BS game I have ever played in my entire life. Made it out of the sewers, went to town, immediately killed by a vampire. I was like, I'm done. I don't want to play anymore. And Morrowind wasn't terrible, but at the end of the day, I was like, it's not where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
I've heard such terrible things about Daggerfall. I never tried it. I need to. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm going to knock it. But what was the other one? Legends. I played Legends as well, the card game they came out with.
Yeah.
Tried that as well. I had a lot of fun with that for a little bit. Did a competitive season.
I enjoyed it. I liked the artwork was great. But then when they shelved it here, they made like everything free. You could just download all the DLCs so you could play it right before they discontinued it. And my Android was too new and I couldn't download it.
Oh my God. Too
and I was
new.
like, oh man. Because I was hoping to download it onto my phone so I could play it when I was at work and stuff. And I was like, well, if the phone's too new, my tablet's going to be too new, so I didn't even bother trying on my tablet. What a
problem to have, too new.
Right? I'm like, what? But yeah, they stopped updating it, and so it wasn't compatible with whatever update I had on my phone at the time.
That's awesome.
I'm just like, really? Because especially with everything being free, I could have checked out all the other things. I do know the USP does have a full walkthrough of all the quest lines and stuff.
Yeah.
If people want to check out the lore from that, because as far as I know, it's fully canon too. So it's not just a complete write-off of this from a lore perspective.
UASP is a godsend. I use UASP for everything. Okay, I would not know as much lore as I know now if I did not use UESP through the years and years I've been using it.
Yeah. So. My first lore podcast was Written in Uncertainty with Eremetheus. And if you want to melt your brain, folks, and really dive into some weird stuff, that's a good place to start. He gets into the real nitty gritty of things, and that's great. It's not an active podcast. I don't think he's made a new episode in quite some time because he does other things now. But So, with that, have you had a chance to check out the Oblivion remake?
Oh yeah, I was on my way to Disney World actually when the leak dropped. And I was on my phone and it popped up because I also use an Android, so it popped up as one of the Google News things. And I think I scared my mom because I gotta censor myself a little bit here, but I was like, holy! My mom was like, what? And I was like, Mom, they're remaking my favorite game. They're doing my favorite game again. And she was like, what's going on? I was like, it's a game thing. And she was like, you idiot, don't do that.
I thought we were gonna die.
Oh my god, I was so happy. And I got back, and naturally, when you get back from Disney World, you have $0 in your bank account. So it released, and then I was like, this is the first Elder Scrolls game that I've not bought on release in years and years and years. So as soon as I could, I picked it up, and dude, I have streamed content from it. I've had the best time with it. They really did it. I wouldn't even call it a remaster. That's a remake. They did it. They added stuff into it. Stuff that was not, a part of the original game has become a part of the original game.
Yeah.
It really is a fantastic redo of the original, and the graphics are beautiful. The gameplay is just absolutely gorgeous. I've already beaten it. I've beaten it several times.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I can't stop, and I'm actually currently working the Thieves Guild quest line to get the the Grey Call of Nocturnal. So
So I finally got to start it up. I actually just talked about this in the last 2 episodes ago, and the hilarity of it was I got to like killing the first rat, and then I had a pop up for the tutorial quest next steps or whatever, right? And I was trying to do something at the exact same time that it happened, and then it wouldn't accept my input to clear it and get it off the screen.
Oh.
And it wouldn't let me do anything. I was just stuck with this thing waiting for me to press OK, but it wouldn't accept it when I pressed OK. So I'm like, well, guess I'm done playing for tonight. I'll try this again later. But I haven't had a chance to.
It wouldn't be a Bethesda game if it didn't have glitches like that.
One of my favorite memes about Bethesda games is a wooden desk where someone made it with like the chairs in the middle of the desk and backwards to the way that the desk is sitting in the wall. So you can't even put an actual chair up to the desk because there's already a chair through the middle of it. And it's like, welcome to Bethesda. This is where you'll be working. Yeah, that's a good meme. I enjoy that one.
This seems about right, too.
So,
oh my god, man.
I know you've spent your fair share of time in Elder Scrolls Online, and that's been the bread and butter of your streaming stuff. So, but I don't recall, I tried to think of it, but I couldn't. Are you an altaholic or a one-tune trumpeter?
Ooh. So that's a really tough one to answer. So I have a crafter, and I have several alts that I've made. But through it all, I go back to my Sorc, man. I'm a Sorc main through and through, and I was a pet Sorc main up until U46, where that just ended like yesterday today. So I 100% have put more hours and effort and freaking tears into this sorcerer than I have into any other character. I think my newest character's name, I made a Dragon Knight who looks like Heath Ledger in the movie A Knight's Tale, and I call them Leaf Hedger.
Wow.
So I guess I'm an altaholic. You could say I'm an altaholic, but at the same time, I am 100% a one-tune trumpeter. I always switch back to my main. I have more fun on it.
You're more of a social alcoholic. I have the option, but yes. I have a preference.
Exactly. Yes, 100% of the time.
I know you're like up to Gold Road. What of our DLCs and chapters that you've done, what's been your favorite release?
Gates of Oblivion, I think, is going to be my absolute favorite, man.
Good callback.
We got to go back to Cyrodiil, not in a PvP sense, and I was so excited about that because having Oblivion as my favorite game, naturally, I'm like, oh my god, Leyawiin. Like, I want to go. It's the worst city in Oblivion, but in my opinion, the best city in ESO. So I'm always there. I loved traveling through that area, doing all the quests, going to the Deadlands, just doing all of it. It was so much fun, and I enthralled myself in the game, trying to play through that entire quest line. I was so excited, and I think the only thing that I can think of having more fun prior to that, and I don't remember what chapter it was released in, was when they first released Necromancers, man.
Oh, that was elsewhere. That was Northern.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was with Hyperpixie Gaming when she was still actively streaming. Me and her and a couple other people ran through the new dungeons on hard mode, and we were going through it, and we were like, F you, Finn, why would you do this to us? Blah, blah. Finn pops into the stream, and he was like, you called? And we were like, no, we didn't say anything.
You said my name 3 times, I have arrived.
Right, and then the
That's
very
awesome.
last boss on Unhallowed Grave, when the skeleton pops up from the cliff, from the chasm, I was like, oh my god, this is like the coolest thing I've ever seen in a video game. So that's gonna be a close second, but I think because of my roots in Oblivion, Gates of Oblivion is gonna be my absolute favorite release from ZeniMax.
Yeah. Haven't touched it. Like I said, the last version I fully purchased was Greymoor, and I didn't even finish that storyline. My wife and I created alts, and we were running it together, but life and stuff, so it's just kind of been touched to the sideways because I want to finish running it alongside her. And
dude, you were gonna have so much fun. You're gonna have so much fun. I promise you. And I meant to ask you. You had mentioned in a previous episode that you were working on getting the house from the. I think it was last month. You were working on getting the house for you and one of your kids. Did you end up getting it? I have to know.
Yes, with 8 hours to spare.
It's so good, dude. Grand Gallery is so cool, man.
Yeah. My daughter's very excited, and then I made the joke in the guild Discord that, well, I got her the house. Sadly, I'll have to get her ESO Plus so she can fill it. But she'll have to prove to me she has enough stuff to put in it first, and then I'll get it for her. She has 1 month to put everything in it, and then that's it. Nothing comes out because it won't go back in. The mighty king.
This is King Milo, yes, and he is very unhappy that I have moved him from his resting place. And off he goes again, back to his resting place.
Our cat has been taking medication recently, so I have a battle wound on my just above my knee on the one side because I was foolish enough to not keep my jeans on before I decided to try and medicate the cat the other night.
Oh my god.
And I did have her wrapped up in a towel, but apparently not very well, and she found the way out, and I was the target. So I feel you getting wounded by King Milo for your transgressions.
He does not take transgressions lightly either. I was hoping he would make a longer appearance, but apparently moving the king from his throne is like the worst decision you can possibly make.
Yeah, I feel like that's true. With having Gold Road, have you touched into the scribing at all?
I have not. That's something that I've looked into, and it's something that I'm interested in, but at the same time, my thought process, I guess, is I do so much damage already, and I put in so much work into my build. Why would I want to go into collecting all these items and doing all this stuff for this one thing? Now, if there's achievements involved, maybe I'll hunt the achievements on a different character, but my main, I don't have any interest in it. I mean, it's not something that I looked at and I went, yes, this is going to be essential to my character. So it's not something I've really touched. It's something I will touch, but it's not something I'm actively working on currently, you know?
To that end, I learned from Gwen the Bard that the story is actually really good, and one of the NPCs is a background NPC from an old Mages Guild quest.
Really?
So like unless you recently redid the Mages Guild storyline, you wouldn't even recognize this character kind of thing. But they fleshed her out as this scribing expert.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I mean, I will check it out. I will. It's not out of the question for me. That's not something that I don't want to do. It's just something that hasn't really been a priority as of right now.
Hasn't tugged your heartstrings yet?
No, not yet.
No. How have you been with antiquities? Because they've been adjusting them with like every release and adding more.
I love antiquities. I'll do antiquities all day. That is something I could spend a whole stream doing, because especially now that I have the Grand Gallery, I want the antiquities to put up in there, especially the super interesting ones. Like I like the Sea Elf Galleon Helm, the enchanted one. I love that. I think it's just so cool to just watch it spin itself. I don't know why. It's one of my favorites. And then I've got one of the star maps. I think it's called the star map. I can't remember what the actual name of the antiquity is, but I love antiquities, man. They're one of my favorite things they've added to the game. And when I first added it, I immediately went and hunted down the Ebon Dwarven Wolf Mount. And it continues to be one of my favorites. Oh, dude, so cool. It's so cool.
If I was new to the game and was like, oh, I can earn a mount, I'd be all over that. But I've been around long enough that I have too many mounts. I don't have enough characters for my mounts. My main has random mounts selected, so maybe I'll see them all. So I have enjoyed them having that feature, because now I've been like riding and been like, oh, where did I get this mount from? This is cool. And fun fact, Tam Lauren, one of the newer companions there, the high elf lady, she gets excited and you build repertoire with her whenever you mount an Indrik.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Everything is more exhilarating when you're on your motorcycle, just like your bike is more protected when you choose Progressive Motorcycle Insurance. They offer coverage for your bike, starting as low as $75 per year. And they keep things affordable, with discounts like paid in full, multi-policy, and responsible driver. So raise your kickstands and get to quoting at Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. $75 premium is for state minimum coverage. Not available in D.C. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
So, welcome to the mid-break. This is the point in the show where I remind you guys that we're part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, and you can find our show as well as lots of others like Integrated Rhythm and The Library, which is a Halo lorecast, by checking out the directory over at robotsradio.net. And of course, if you're more into the MMO side of things, you can hang out with our friends with Bread and Butter Hearthstone and Wondrous Tales, a Final Fantasy podcast, over at the bonusroll.gg /directory. For my personal extra life, and since we brought it up a fair bit this episode, I have passed some milestones. And a couple years ago, I changed how I did milestones. Instead of trying to reach a certain goal, I just set up beating my previous years. So far this year, we've unlocked the decal, we've unlocked the t-shirt, and because of that, that means that we've beaten my funds raised for 2020 and 2019. The next goal on the horizon is to beat 2022, which will have to be over the $142 mark, $342 mark. So once I hit 342 this year, I will have beaten out 2022. I know you messaged.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Between two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN, you try to be in control of how your info is protected. But many other places also have it, and they might not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast for 40% off. Terms apply.
Me on Discord and we're like, what's Totters? So, Totters is the name that Avern and I have decided belongs to people who play Tales of Tribute. And just to annoy Gwen the Bard even further, I now realize I'm going to have to come up with names for scribes and antiquities.
Scribblings, maybe?
Scribblers and antiquities.
I am a Totter. I am a big-time Totter. I run one of the two. I am actually the guild leader of one of the two Tales of Tribute guilds in the game. I'm the guild leader for Tribute Trials. And I have several leaderboard rank players. I was myself a leaderboard rank player. and I love Tales of Tribute. I think it is so much fun, man. I have not. So I'm a Magic the Gathering player through and through. I love Magic the Gathering, dude. When I was on deployment with the Navy, we had a whole tournament. I won the tournament with a couple of friends of mine, and I was like, I need a card game. And
Beavers build dams.
When
That's okay.
when they released it, I was like, what is this? It looks kind of stupid. And I started playing. I was like, oh my God, this is so much fun. What's going on right now? I have played so many Tales of Tribute games. I have every deck except Alessia because I just got Gold Road. So now I'm building into the Gold Road deck, the Saint Alessia deck. And dude, I cannot go on enough about how much fun that game is. Oh my God, I've got all of the achievements, if not all, almost all of the achievements already. My guild hall, which is the Grand Gallery of Tamriel, is set up where the upper balcony is a tournament section, and then there's an upper section to the tournament section where it's like the finalists in the tournament can play. And one of my fantastic admins, it's Tricky17, who also streams, who is one of my top 2% leaderboard players in my guild, set up that whole area for me. And dude, that's cool. It's so crazy. It's so much fun. I brag on it so much. I think people don't take enough time to understand how much fun you can really have in Tales of Tribute, because it's a deck builder and not like a regular, oh, these are my cards. These are my cards. You can't touch my cards. And I get it. But at the same time, the ability to think on the fly and see, oh, he took this. Well, what can I do to get around that? I can take this. That kind of thing is so important. And I think it makes the game so much more fun. And people undervalue that, not underestimate it.
Since you're on PC and you have access to update 46, have you started digging into subclassing yet? Or do you have some plans that you're whittling around in your brain being like, ooh, I wonder how that'll go? Or are you like...
So I'll reveal some of them. Some of the other ones I'm going to be a little bit secretive about because PvP. My PvE character...
Nobody wants to talk about the PvP penis. I get it.
No, nobody does. So my PvE character, my Sork, which I'm always open to sharing how to be a good Sork, because I took the base stuff from somebody else and just adjusted it, I tweaked it, and I made it into something that just hits ridiculously hard. I'm generally doing 70% of the damage in a group. Actually, we have a drinking game in my stream based on how much I complain about DPS. So I've taken that and I've subclassed Nightblade. I subclassed the assassination, that's the word, skill line for Nightblade because of the debuffs that it gives you. So not only am I jumping into the fray, I'm also debuffing enemies. I'm hitting harder because of the debuffs applied, and it transitions so smoothly. And that's when I stopped being a pet Sork a couple of days ago. Was when I subclassed another. I deleted the summoner skill line entirely, and I was like, I don't need that. Why would I need that when I can do this and I hit a lot harder? I can sacrifice the self-heal because generally I'm in a group where I'm going to have a healer. I should be able to trust my healer to do this. So now I'm hitting harder. I'm applying debuffs, which not only hits harder for me, it's also going to help my my teammates hit harder, kill the boss faster.
And now you'll learn if your healer's actually been helping or not.
Oh my God. There's been a couple of cases where they have not, and it is ridiculous. But I do have a fantastic admin in my guild who I taught to heal, actually, because I do, my secondary is a healer, and I showed her what I do, and she has been really, really, really instrumental and great in all of the success and healing. So knowing that I can go into the battle with her and trust her to keep everybody healed has been really great. So I can effectively and confidently delete my healing ability and jump into this with the Assassination Nightblade subclass. Now with healing, I run a Necro Healer. I think they are super effective. I think that they are the best healing class in the game. That's my opinion. Obviously, everybody has their own. Everybody else is wrong, but that's okay. But I subclassed Templar so that I could grab the healing abilities from that and just be an overall excellent healer. Because my opinion on my healer is my entire front bar is heals. The whole thing is heals. It's the best heals I can find. My back bar is debuffs and a couple of like buffs for the group. So I've got something going all the time. I'm constantly switching between bars. So now being able to add the Templar skills into that has really increased my ability to keep healing done. So when I do play that, obviously now it's boosted. And PvP, come find me in Imperial City and you'll figure it out.
Nice. The hilarity of some people though, where they just don't want to hear what you want to share with them sometimes.
Oh no, they don't. I told one guy, he was running a Sork. He was running a pet Sork. Well, I was also running a pet Sork, and I was doing 70% of the damage. And I was like, "Hey man, I see you're running a pet Sork. Can I give you some input, maybe, like let you know what I'm doing?" Because he was a much lower champion point level than me. And he was like, "I don't want to effing hear it. You suck at this game." And I was like, "That's really crazy of you to say, because I'm literally on stream and everybody can see that I'm doing way more damage than you." So
this actually kind of pulls in. Do you have an add-on that tells you who's doing what percentages of damage?
I have an add-on that tells me how much of the damage I'm doing, which can in turn kind of give you an idea of where everything's at. And it's Combat Metrics by Solinar. And Solinar is a really, really, really fantastic person, by the way, if you've had the pleasure of meeting him. Awesome developer. It's a really handy tool to kind of figure out where your damage is at, and you can also open up combat metrics and figure out which of your skills is doing the most damage, which is doing the least, where your pets are at if you're using a pet Sork, which, obsolete now. It was already pretty obsolete. Now it's extremely obsolete. But you can see a lot of...
Unless you want Dr. Doolittle. That's the one. Dr. Doolittle build.
Yeah, subclass with a warden. You get a bear too.
Get a warden, get yourself a netch and a bear, and all the Sork ones.
But yeah, combat metrics will absolutely tell you where your damage is at, which you can kind of figure it out from there. There's a thing usually on this part of the screen. I put mine on the top right, anyways, and it'll tell you like, hey, here's how much damage you did. Here's how much damage you received. Here's how much healing you did. Here's how much healing you received. And I use that all the time. I'm constantly looking at it. I'm constantly trying to figure out if I'm doing enough.
That sounds awesome. So the next question here is, like, what add-ons do you hope console players get to see first with those coming to console now? And, like, I would put that up probably my top 3. Because
it is...
That sounds actually really cool.
It is top 3. I would say that's very important because it really allows you to kind of adjust yourself and your skills accordingly and figure out where you're at. Now, getting that to work on console is going to be a pain, I'm sure, but at the same time, they'll figure it out. Solinar is very smart, but I would say that aside from that, I would go for the mini-map add-ons that they have. Maybe even just a UI, like AUI is a fantastic add-on. It really cleans up your screen and kind of makes everything very easy to view, easy to look at, and it includes a mini-map as well. So I would say maybe AUI as number 1, because it's a UI cleanup. You get a mini-map, which goes over here as well, and it's really great. Lazy Rick Crafter, that's the one. Yeah. Oh my god, man.
That's the one everybody wants.
Dude, to open it up and just go through it and then walk over and it's just done. Yes, absolutely. Lazy Rick Crafter is Dolgaban. Yes, Dolgaban's Lazy Rick Crafter. 100%.
Yeah.
100% recommend. I'm going to say AUI is going to stay at top. That's going to definitely stay at the top. The other ones that I would recommend, let me get past all the libraries here. There's a lot of good ones because you got like lore books, so you can find all the lore books, lost treasure, map pins. These are hard, man. This is really hard. Rare fish tracker if you're, a fisherman. I might have to stay with Ritworthy or Lazy Rit Crafter, AUI, and combat metrics. Actually, out of all the ones that I use, if I was gonna pick out the top 3, those are the 3 that I use all the time. every day.
Those sound like good ones.
So, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. That's gonna be the ones.
For your own journey into content creation and streaming, how did you get to where you're at? Like, what brought you into streaming in the first place?
I'll be honest with you, man. I don't remember what the light switch was for me. I think it was just one day. I was like, why would I not share my experiences with other people? I think that was my big thing. Was I'm not. Ooh, how do I say this? I don't like people a whole lot. Not in person.
More
it's very
introverted
weird for me. Yeah, not even almost. I'm very extroverted, but at the same time, my social battery gets drained very fast.
So omnivert.
Yes,
Slightly a little bit of both.
Absolutely. So being able to go on here and just share with people that I don't. This is going to sound terrible. I don't mean it to sound terrible, but it's going to sound terrible. To share with people that I don't have to actually interact with has been a big thing for me, and I do enjoy interacting with everybody that comes in a stream, and I've had a great time with it, and I've met so many cool people because of it. You being one of them, obviously. I've met so many cool people because I've decided to do this, but at the same time, I think it's the face-to-face thing that's really what burns me out, and in-person face-to-face, not a video chat, not a phone call. Like the in-person face-to-face thing burns me out, but like there's something about being able to get online and just talk to everybody, and it built up over time, and I didn't even realize it was going to. It kind of happened overnight. Before I went on deployment, I ended up having 200-300 viewers a stream. I was like, how the heck did this even happen? You know, like, where did this even come from? Went on deployment, came back, and I'm starting from scratch again.
Yeah.
I'm at 10, 20 people, but at the same time, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm here to share my experiences. I'm here to have a good time, and however few or many people to join in, I'm here for them either way. And I still have people from my old stream that will pop in and be like, "How have you been, man?" And it's just the funniest thing, because I see these people that I haven't seen in years, and I'm like, "Yo, I've missed you. Where have you been?" So I don't know. It's been kind of like that thing. It's never been about how many people are watching. It's always been about, are you having a good time watching?
Yeah,
so,
and it's a showbiz, basically.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Oh, my God.
Twitch streamers and other internet content creators, you're basically street performers that don't have a street.
My street is the internet.
Yeah, exactly. And I forget who, I'm pretty sure that is, I'm not going to take credit for that comparison. I'm pretty sure I heard that somewhere else, but darn if I could think of who it was from. It actually might have been somebody IRL who was like trying to help a younger person at work kind of wrap their head around the concept in a more grounded way. Actually, like, as I'm trying to pull at this memory. But yeah, you're a street performer, and street performers have their street and regulars that are passing by, coming through, and maybe even interact with you, but it's not guaranteed to be anything that makes or breaks your life.
And that's great. I've never heard that comparison, and actually it works super well.
Yeah.
Super well.
So that's the life lesson for everyone this episode. Yeah, you get one per episode. I'll edit out any others that come up. As far as you being the Bunnynator, I did take a moment today and go check out your Instagram, and I was disappointed with the lack of bunnies. I did see a photo of a bunny, but there was no other bunnies. There was a lot of protein powder involved in the photos.
A lot of protein powder, yeah.
And a lot of muscles. A lot of muscles.
So I was the Bunnynator long before I ever owned bunnies, and I did have two bunnies. I had King Robert T.R. Ogden the First and Queen Halsey von Worthingtonshire Ogden the First. And dude, all my pets have fancy names. But I was just gonna say
you this must be a thing for you. All of your pets are royalty.
Yeah, they're very royal. But I used to have a bunny cam before it was a kitty cam. It was a bunny cam, And Halsey, the one that would always sit on the bunny cam, she passed, unfortunately. Shortly after I moved to my new place, she passed away. And I buried her and gave her a whole thing. And I used to go on Instagram Live with her all the time, and him. And I did all the things. I love my rabbits, man. I'm very I hyper fixated on rabbits, dude. Like super hyper fixated on them. I know way too much about rabbits, but
from knowing you through the community and stuff already, I know that you've done other charity work. You hang out in the Elder Heroes Discord, but you haven't taken the plunge to raise funds with us yet. Like I just slid that in there.
I saw this coming too. It was
only a slight compliment with a backhand on the side.
I did work for Child's Play, the Child's Play charity for a while. It's essentially the same thing as Extra Life, but it's a little bit different. I feel like it's the same thing under a different name. They raise money to provide children in children's hospitals with games, all sorts of things, video games, board games, gaming systems, things of that nature, to kind of take their minds off of, the absolutely mortifying situation that they're in, and bring a little bit of light to where they're at, because oh god, man, it makes me tear up every time I hate this crap. It really does. It makes me, I can't, because I picture my kid immediately.
Oh yeah. My
it
extra life
gives them
why is, why not do something when I can? Because if my kids are in the hospital, that won't, helping other kids is going to be my focus.
Child's Play was all about, letting these kids get their minds off of the situation that they're in, and do something that could bring a smile to their face. And my thought process, damn it. My thought process was, why would I not want to help a child in a situation that, God forbid, my child was ever in?
Yeah, that's great. Because
it's not their fault. It's not their fault that they're there. So why not make it better for them while they are?
So
and yes, I am absolutely, Jesus Christ. Oh, it's killing me, dude.
So 2 things. One, you can put it in your bios on socials or however you want to brag about it, but you're the first person to cry on my podcast.
Oh, dude.
And this is my second podcast, so out of 2 podcasts, you're the first guest to cry on it.
It breaks my heart. It really does. It breaks my heart entirely.
I feel you 100%. Do you know how the beginning of Extra Life went?
I don't.
So, the Texas Children's Hospital, where it started, they used to do a radiothon, and the guy who did the radiothon, he became really good friends with the girl, Tori, who inspired Extra Life, and through the radiothon and working with her, and when she had ended up back in the hospital for the second time with the same type of leukemia, he was like, hey, what do you need? And she's like, honestly, it'd be cool to have some more games, because like I have my own stuff, but a lot of the kids here don't have anything to do outside of go to appointments. And
good for her.
So he had reached out to, I forget what the community name was, but he reached out to a group of, I want to say it was veterans that kind of just helped share games with kids and stuff and what have you. And he was expecting, maybe a couple of games, maybe a console or 2. And he ended up receiving over 500 things, like, sent to the hospital directly to him from this group of people. It was like, these many people sent consoles, these many people sent games for the consoles that they knew he got sent. He had games and stuff coming from Japan and from Canada and from all over the world. And
let me chime in on this real quick. As an active duty military member, I'm going to tell you right now, if you tell a bunch of people in the military that there are kids who need something, we are, and this is like every active duty military member, I swear to God, we are all going to do everything in our power to make sure those kids got whatever they want. I promise you, A lot of us might come across as the most heartless or crazy individuals you'll ever meet, but we absolutely, when it comes to children, do not play around. It is not something we mess with. That is where the line gets drawn. We mess around at work. We mess around when it comes to deployment. We mess around when it comes to each other. But you tell us that a kid needs something or that there's something going on kid related, nah, it's game over. We're doing it. This is happening.
That's good. So that was where the inspiration kind of came from. Tori ended up getting the same type of cancer a third time, and that's when she passed away in 2008.
Oh.
And so that same guy was like, you know what? I'm going to do something more for Tori. Because over the, I think it was 3 to 16 or 11 to 16 is when she had this cancer 3 times. And so he had gotten to know her over those 5 years and doing the radiothons and stuff. So that's where it started. He was like, in her memory, I'm going to do something that's more related to gaming. And he went from doing the radiothon to doing these game-a-thons, which eventually became Extra Life, and then joined Children's Miracle Network Hospitals.
Hey man, I already cried, man. You gotta calm down, bro. While I do love Child's Play, and I do think that it is fantastic, and they do great work, and I'm very happy to have helped. Extra Life is the thing that I think I want to move into. So, well,
you're welcome to join the team. We'd appreciate having you. It's always fun to have somebody come hang out.
It's for a good cause, and I know that if my kid was ever in that situation, I would want to be able to do whatever I could to help her, regardless of whatever it was. So, yeah, absolutely. And it's one thing when you're just a streamer. It hits a lot harder when you're a parent.
Yes. Thankfully, my kids have never needed emergency services at our local hospital, but our local hospital, all of my kids have been to at some point for some specialist or some special scan or some special whatever. And it's great. Currently, actually, our hospital, it's part of the University of Alberta Hospital. So it's not really its own hospital. It just exists within the other hospital. And the foundation that supports it is actually, I want to say last year, maybe 2 years ago, has started doing the research and development into building their own building.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say thanks, man. You found my weak spot. That's definitely my weak spot.
Perfect.
Yeah, no. I know that when a lot of people come to my stream, I look like this. And I used to be involved in motorcycle clubs and whatnot. I look like a big, mean biker dude a lot of the time. And I look like this dude that doesn't care about a whole lot of crap because I keep a lot of straight faces about everything. And I look mad all the time. And I yell a lot in my stream. And, there's a lot of swearing. And it's a lot of me being, it's general debauchery. But I don't play when it comes to children and children's health and things of that nature. And in fact, I told myself the next motorcycle club, if I ever get involved again, it's going to be Guardians of the Children or Bikers Against Child Abuse.
Yeah.
So that is a big weak spot for me. Is always going to be children's health and children's safety. So this is always been. I think
that's also like a big generational thing. Millennials in general seem to be a lot more aware and attuned to the importance of their children, and the value seems to hold a lot differently.
Absolutely.
And
I think because we were the last generation to grow up with this is the way you need to do it, and this is how you raise a kid, and this form of discipline is okay for kids, and it really does more damage than it does good, and we kind of figured that out. And my daughter, I don't have to do corporal punishment. I tell that kid she's going to timeout. It's the end of the world for her. Why would I do anything else beyond that? It's hey, I need you to do this, and she goes no. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna say it again. You need to do this. She goes no. All right, do it now. No. All right, cool. You're going to timeout if you don't do it. Daddy, don't do that. Daddy, we don't. No, I don't need timeout, Daddy. Daddy, I don't. I'm gonna go do it, Daddy. I don't need timeout, Daddy. It's okay. I'm sorry. That's it. That's
my
it.
2-year-old
Timeout is the end of the world.
Recently, my 2-year-old being like, "All right, man, if you're not gonna do it, then you're just gonna get in trouble, and you won't get this or you won't get that." And he's just instantly like so mad, like, "How dare you threaten me, you vile creature!" It's like, honestly, this isn't even a threat. I'm impressed with myself right now for the lack of threatening involved in this, and your siblings are probably jealous that you're getting the lessons learned treatment and not the tester baby treatment that your oldest brother got.
And I mean, I grew up in a household where physical punishment was not only used but overused. So children's stuff really hits me on a different level. So when I was
There's an
afforded the
unintentional
opportunity,
pun there that I'm struggling not to laugh at.
oh Lord, when I was afforded the opportunity to do things for to the benefit of children in any sense, I obviously grasped it at the first opportunity. I was like, absolutely, let's do this.
Yeah,
So that's
great.
why Extra Life is another thing that I'm looking at doing and will be doing for that sense, because I grew up in a house where abuse was prevalent, and it was just that. So now that I can look at doing something for kids who maybe it's not abuse, but maybe it's something else, maybe it's somewhere else that I can help somebody in their situation with something, it's become so important to me in every sense of kids need to know that somebody's looking out for them somewhere, regardless of how big they are, regardless of how much they're doing, as long as they know that the help is there and somebody wants to help. That is important to me. So I think that that's one of the reasons that I want to get into that again, is because I want them to understand that you're not fighting this fight, that you're not fighting this fight alone. You're not doing it by yourself. Somebody cares about you,
awesome.
regardless of where they are, regardless of how big they are. We care about you. We want to help in whatever way we can. So,
yeah, I think that's great. I think that's fantastic. So,
it's the way to be, man.
Is there anything else you'd like to mention on yourself, your streams, your content, or in general, share with the world?
If you like general debauchery and overuse of swear words, because as a sailor, I have a hard time keeping my mouth shut. And Elder Scrolls sub-games, I'm going to say, because I do enjoy Tales of Tribute as my focus in my stream, and obviously I'm a guild leader for it. So if you enjoy all that, please do come and find me. I really, really, really enjoy it. I love it, and I want to spread the love to other people. I also like PvP. We do a lot of PvP, and we do a lot of PvE as well. I do love running dungeons, and I'm always open to playing with viewers. So if you are looking to do any of that stuff or learn or figure anything out, please come find me. I absolutely would love to share that with everybody that I can. And it's been a heck of a journey doing it in the first place. So
that's awesome.
Y'all come give me a look, please.
All right. So, Bunny, this is the for funsies section. This, you get like 8 questions. And
oh boy.
You're going to try to answer them quickly so that you don't have to think too hard about them. So, number 1. What zone do you call home in Elder Scrolls Online?
What zone do I call home? Like, what's my main home in? Or, like, what zone do I call home? Like, where I'm at the most?
Either or.
I'm going to say Leywin. I'm in Leywin so much. I'm in Leywin all
Blackwood.
the time. That is my in-between everything zone. I'm in there for crafting. I'm in there for outfits. I'm in there to just sit there while I wait for a dungeon to load. I'm in Leywin constantly.
Which character system, from what game of Elder Scrolls was your favorite?
That will always be Oblivion for me. I will always love the character and leveling system from Oblivion. It always resonated with me the most. And maybe it's just because I started there, but it never left me.
So now you've played the remaster, which has a slightly different leveling system, how do you feel the two compare?
The remaster is better. For the simple fact that, crap, man, that's hard. The remaster is more efficient for a player view. The original is better from a realistic point of view because the original did a thing where whatever you worked on the most is what you could level, which made sense from a realism standpoint. But from a player standpoint, where I want to level maybe certain things, when I hit my level up point, you could level whatever you want up then. So I'll say the original for the simple fact that it's more realistic. I practice Blade, I get points in strength. You know what I mean?
If you could bring a game or a sport from Nirn to Earth, what would it be?
I feel like the answer is going to be really obvious at this point, man. Tales of Tribute, all day, every day. And one of the officers in my guild, who is no longer an officer, Crystal, I hope you're doing well, was looking at doing cutouts of the Tales of Tribute cards, and I was programming an app to track power, prestige, and coin, so that we could do actual physical, real life Tales of Tribute battles. We just didn't want to talk about it too much because don't want to be sued by ZeniMax anytime soon. But that was one of the things we were looking at. Now, unfortunately, that admin that was doing that from the guild had things in real life pop up where she could no longer attribute to it, which is understandable. Real life hits. Yeah. But so now I'm looking for somebody who is willing to, make the cards, cut them out, make them easy to read for in-person play, and I'm still working on the app to be able to do that in person.
The next thing, if you could take something from Earth, like sport or a game, and bring it into Nirn, what would that look like?
That's a tough one, man.
We have so many options.
There are so many options, and I could just say Magic the Gathering, but we got a really good card game in ESO already. I almost want to say football because I grew up with. I've got a Philadelphia Eagles tattoo, man. So I grew up watching American football for all of my life, but at the same time, we have taken Quidditch and turned it into something that people like me, little dorks, like to run around and play. So I almost want to say Quidditch in Elder Scrolls would be so much fun.
There's magic in Elder Scrolls, so they could actually have flying brooms.
Exactly. It's not like it's that far off. So I think it could be so much fun to have Quidditch in Elder Scrolls. I think that would be one of the most fun things we could possibly do. But outside of that,
will have all sorts of new rules they have to implement.
Oh my God. Endless amounts of rules because people would abuse that.
You mean this ball beats people for you?
New skill you unlocked. Can fly around on a broom with a bat and hit people if you need to.
That'd actually be really fun. Like, just can you imagine an Argonian or a Khajiit on a broomstick, their tail wrapped up around it, holding on for dear life?
Argoni would never do it. They say, "I'm much more used to the water."
That was a great voice. I like that. Which of the playable races is your go-to?
Breton, without a question. Without question, it's Breton. I do Breton almost every playthrough. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll be a half-blood, dirty blood, whatever you want to call it, man. Every second of the day. Bretons are my go-to. I've never not played a Breton in any game. I've always loved it. They've been my go-to character race forever. I started with High Elves, and then I gained a major hatred for High Elves once I realized how racist they were.
The term we use is hoity.
Do I want to know?
Because Averin plays High Elves primarily. But she herself was like, I wouldn't want them in on Earth because they're. And I said, hoity? Yes, hoity. that's the polite way of putting it.
I'm pretty sure there's a group in real life that already portrays high elves, and I'm not going to get super into it, but I do know they like to dress up in robes. So, High Elves, to me, have never been a race that I wanted to continue playing. I do, however, I play Bretons whenever possible. However, I have the most respect for Argonians. The most.
Argonians are my go-to race. And I'm trying to think while you're talking about Bretons, and I don't think I've ever actually played a Breton.
Oh, you're missing out. You're missing out so much.
My most recent tune was a Nord, and I made him like 7 years ago when my son Odin was born, and I named him Bor Midgar.
Oh, what a name. Hell yeah, dude.
Bor being Odin's father and Midgar being Earth. What is your favorite type of vacation?
It's the one where I can sit in my house and lay down and sleep. That's the one, man. I live in Virginia because I am in the military. I am close to the beach, and in Virginia we also have the mountains not far away. We have woods everywhere. I can do any of that stuff anytime. I can do that on a weekend. But you know what I can't do anytime? I can't just sit in my house for a week and relax and sleep. Yep. That is my ideal vacation, dude. I want to chill here, relax, and hang out with my girl and my cat, and I want to spend time doing the things that I want to do more than anything, I think.
That sounds like a great vacation. What is your least favorite in-game location of any game?
Murkmire. I love Argonians. Murkmire sucked. I did not have fun running through it. I did not have fun doing any of the quests. I didn't have fun doing any of the zone achievements. I didn't have fun doing every single time I have to go into Murkmire. I go, do I have to? Can I get this somewhere else? Is this something I can do any other way?
Have you ever read the lore books about the accountant guy trying to get contracts for the Argonians?
Yes, I did. Oh my god,
Fire,
I did.
I think is that one. Yeah.
And I listened to it on Spotify. They uploaded all
Skyrim
the books
book
on the
club.
Spotify. Yes, and I listened to them, and I was like, oh my god, it's a really good story. And counter question, have you read the actual physical books that were written, that were Elder Scrolls based? The Infernal City and Lord of Souls.
Check them out, but I do know from listening to things like Written in Uncertainty, he references the books a lot.
Shoot me your address. I'm going to send them to you. I have the physical books, and I will actually send them to you. I've read them 2 or 3 times each. So
that's awesome. My final question for you is, what is your favorite retro console?
I'm stuck. I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm stuck between the Atari and the Super Nintendo. Atari, just because I had one when I was really, really young, and it's just a lot of fond memories. But when I was a little bit older, I was 17 or 18, and I had a Super Nintendo when I was living with just a group of people. We all moved in together because we were all poor kids. And we had a Super Nintendo, and we sat there one night beating the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game and playing, what was it? It was an NBA game. NBA Jam, dude. I remember beating that and just playing each other so much. When we had nothing else to do, we were working and we were tired all the time, but we knew we were going to go home. We were going to play NBA Jam with each other, and we were going to have an awesome time. So it just brings back so many good memories that I think that I might have to go with the Super Nintendo for NBA Jam alone.
So Super Nintendo, final answer?
I think final answer.
So thank you, Bunny, for coming out and hanging out on the show. You kind of already told everybody where they could find you, but go ahead and let everyone know exactly how they can get a hold of you on the internet.
Oh man, I am on Discord at the Bunnynator1001. Now that they've taken away all the pound symbols and crap, but it's pound 2326 or something like that, if I still have it. I'm on Twitch at the Bunnynator1001. I am on Instagram at the Bunnynator, and yeah, that's about it. Don't look me up anywhere else. It'd be really strange to me, actually.
Well, you should get on Blue Sky because that's where we're all migrating to as a gaming community.
Send me the link. I will have to check that out. I haven't heard of it yet, actually.
Yeah, that is probably where we're most active as a show. Yep. So, thanks everyone for tuning into the show. If you've enjoyed it, please let everyone know that you talk to. Your coworkers, your wife, your dog, your cat. Tell them. Review the show wherever you're listening so that other people know that we're a real show. Rating and review the show will help other people find it, and the more people that come hang out, the more that they'll be available to come and give me more reasons to make more episodes, really. If people just don't listen, then eventually I'm going to have to call it in, right? You can give us a review over at the Bonus Roll directory by going to bonusroll.gg/directory. And if you want to find the show and communicate with us, if you'd like to reach out to the show and ask to come on, you can find us on Blue Sky, Instagram, Threads, and YouTube with @10th Divine Podcast. You can also email us at 10thdivinepodcast@gmail.com. You can find me, myself, and I with @CrownEsso in all of those places, as well as on Twitch. And if you'd like to support the show, you can go to ko-fi.com/thepiercefamily, PEARCE. And of course, Crown Esso is spelled ESS0. We'll be back in a fortnight with another lovely chat about Elder Scrolls. Tot scenes.
Good to meet you all.